And sometimes it's God and not the devil. And let me explain before people react negatively. Like, what do you mean it's God, not the devil? Sometimes we blame the devil for things that God is doing, right? Sometimes we think that God's redirection and his protection is an attack from the devil. For one, you have to understand the devil has no power without God. Like, he cannot just tempt you without God's permission, right? That means he has to go directly to God's throne to ask him, hey, can I tempt this person? And God has to say yes or no. That's one. So we give the devil too much power sometimes. But I just want to talk about personal experiences because, listen, I went through a lot. I went through a lot of trial and errors with God. And, that it's a testimony. You speak on it for other people to, learn from. So I'm not mad at it. But I went through a lot of running from God, coming back to him. Running from God, coming back to him. And there were a couple situations to where it was God stopping certain things in my life, and I thought it was the devil. For one, this one, oh my gosh. This one, God told me that I would be here, right? He told me the vision. He told me I would be moving to Florida. And he told me that I would be getting paid from social media, right? He told me I'm going to be paid as an influencer. And I was in a situation to where I was trying to live this whole different life, trying to go the opposite of where God wanted me to go. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to move. If I'm going to move out, I need to make some money. And God was like, you don't need to make money from a 9 to 5 right now. I'm telling you, you're going to be a social media influencer. You're going to be paid from social media. And I'm like, okay, God, but I applied for getting paid for social media. They didn't accept it. Like, what's going on? And he told me, you're going to be paid from social media. I told you that. So I'm like, okay. And eventually I just ignored it. And I'm just like, okay, well, I need to make some money. So I work DoorDash, right? God told me don't work a 9 to 5. And I tried to creep in and be like, okay, but God, can I work this? And I work DoorDash. When I tell you every single time that I tried to do a DoorDash order, something happened, it was ridiculous. First, it started off small. First, it started off as like the amount that they were offering wasn't a lot. Like, it would be like $2 for order. I'm like, okay, I'm not accepting it. And it would be like all day. Then they would have this thing to where you had to schedule your hours, right? The DoorDash didn't used to do that. But I guess there's so many DoorDash workers so where you have to schedule if you want to work like a day before, right? Or you just don't get scheduled. So there was that. Some days I wouldn't get any offers because I didn't schedule, or somebody scheduled before me. It was too many positions taken. Started off small. Then when I kept doing it, when God seen that I kept doing it, there was a situation to where I would go to pick up the order and they just didn't have it, right? It didn't pop up on the screen, or somebody took it, right? Somebody would probably snatched it or stole it and they can't remake it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Still skip past that. Still try to work it. I try to do Instacart. I try to do Uber Eats. I try to do all that, right? Because DoorDash was messing up. I'm like, let me just do something else. So once DoorDash started to get the memo again and start to catch back up and I could be on schedule again, I try to do it again. I'm like, okay, maybe this is just, the devil is trying me. Maybe I'm just supposed to fight a little harder. This day, I try to work DoorDash, right? No, it's already in my spirit. For one, God already convicted me and said, don't work a 9 to 5, right? He already told me I'm going to be working on social media. He told me don't work a regular job. I didn't listen to him. So he already convicted me. And then he showed me multiple times. Still ignored it. This time when I was working, mind you, all these things I'm calling the devil. I'm like, that's the devil trying to stop me. I'm going to keep fighting. That's just the devil seeing if I'm going to give up. This day I'm driving and I'm working DoorDash. Or I'm about to work DoorDash. Out of nowhere, the tire pops. Pops so bad to where I can't even make it past another block. I literally have to pull over into a McDonald's to stop. Right? That day, at first I called the devil. I'm like, yo, the devil is really playing with me. And then I'm like, can the devil really pop your tire? Like, I see he can, but like, God already convicted me to not work. And now my tire's popped. Like, I had to get a whole new tire. Like, I don't think this is the devil. So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm not about to, God ain't about to keep showing me lessons. He's not about to keep popping my tires to get me to understand. I won't work. When I stopped working And when I finally just waited until God got me out of that season to where I was in a certain position, and you know, sometimes God doesn't give you the blessing because of the people around you, because of the situation that you're in. When I got out of that situation, social media started paying me. Not a lot, but I would rather get paid cents with God than millions with the devil, okay? So I wasn't getting paid a lot, but I was getting paid. God did not lie, right? As soon as I stepped out of that situation, when I tell you the same day, when I was like, you know what, God, I give up. I surrender. I'll follow you. And I let go of everything from my past. I got paid from social media. And I was like, wow. Like, I've been ignoring God this whole time, calling him the devil. Like, this is crazy. Like, in another situation, let's just go on. Hold on. I had to pause it because TikTok be stopping the video for some reason. Another situation. While I was working DoorDash, right? I was like, okay, I have to move out. I changed it to where God said I'll move to Florida. And I was like, maybe I'll just move out, right? Let's move out first and then we'll move to Florida. So I tried to move out, right, in the situation I was in. Tried to move out. When I went to this place to check out the apartment, when it was like a complex, right? I went to this place to sign the application. First off, I didn't even check I didn't even get a house tour or whatever. I just was like so desperate and so like wanted to move out so bad that I was just like, I don't care. I'm gonna just sign the application. Went to sign the application. So many things stuck out, right? And at first I wanted to call it the devil, but I'm like, no. The devil causes confusion and fear when he you know, shows you things. God just shows you confirmation. Like, it would just sit right with your spirit. When I went to this place, first off, you had to call to, like, you know, make an appointment or whatever. When we called, the first thing that happened, it was an automatic message system, and it was like, if you are in an emergency, please call 911. And that stuck out because it's like, okay, does that mean that there's like multiple incidences here? Like, why would they tell you call 911? Like, why is that the first thing? Like, that must mean that, like, they don't answer to emergencies. Like, if you're being harassed in your apartment, whatever the case may be, you have to call 911. They don't got nothing to do with that. That stuck out. Mind you, this place is very cheap. Like, this is the cheapest apartment I've ever seen where I'm from, right? I was so desperate to move out. I'm just like, yeah, this is the cheapest. I've never seen apartments this cheap. So we go there, right? We go there, and the second thing that I seen was you could see the windows of the people's apartments, and there were like curtains, like sheets, bed sheets as curtains, right? So that was another one because I'm like, why do people not have blinds? Why are there not blinds on their windows? Why is there all curtains, right? Why is it all bed sheets? Because when I think bed sheets on windows, I think very cheap. I think maybe homeless people, maybe a shelter, something like that, right? Nothing wrong with shelters. I just wouldn't want to live in a shelter. That was the second thing. I went into this place. There was a sign on the wall that said, air quality is bad, caution, something. If you have bad breathing, something like call this number, whatever. If you have bad breathing, or if you're experiencing this, the quality of the air is bad. That was the third one, right? That's not it. That's not it. The fourth one. I went into this place. The woman opened the door, right? The owner of the facility, right? She was talking to one of the tenants, and the tenants was like, do you know when the heat is going to be on? Because it hasn't been on in a couple months. This woman said, no, the heat's not on. Mind you, it's winter. Like, winter. It was maybe October, November. It's winter. Like, it's about to be snowing, and the heat wasn't on. So I'm like, okay, that's 4. The fifth one was after I decided, okay, maybe this isn't the place. The fifth one was this lady kept emailing every single day. Hey, do you want this apartment? Hey, you can have this apartment. Hey, it's available. Mind you, before that, she was like, it's a waiting list. It might be up to a year waiting list. When I decided, yeah, I'm not going to do that, she emailed 50,000 times. Hey, it's available. I was like, yeah, I'm done. And what went through my head when she sent them emails were, the devil can give you something so quick. Oh, you want it? Here. When he sees you're about to give up on it and be like, I don't want it. No, here. You can have it. I was like, oh no, this is not the devil telling me to stop. This is God telling me to stop. But yeah, this video is getting long. I did not expect it to get this long, but those are just a couple situations I went through. So if you need to hear this, sometimes it ain't the devil, right? The devil ain't attack you every which way. Sometimes you're in a bad situation. You keep putting yourself in bad situations, and God is saying stop. So it's time to stop.